Hello and welcome to another Dungeons and Dragons Misfit Adventures episode, Rise of Ashtarak 4. This has been our ongoing campaign through lockdown and the pandemic. We hope you enjoy it. And yeah, like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Hope you enjoy. Play!
Let me see if I can do this. I can. That's a good sign. Okay.
It's a great start to the day, lads. Brilliant.
So, on your journey towards the hills of Ashtarak, you wound up roughly roughly around here, in the middle of the forest, just underneath the mountains, and came across a large tower, which you investigated, and you got in a scuffle with 4 golem-like creatures. So you've now basically rendered them completely to dust. You're now standing at the bottom of this tower, and just to kind of reiterate where you are is a large room, but a fairly empty room. There's remains of things scattered about. So there's boxes that have been opened with nothing inside, barrels, again, emptied completely. Things that have kind of been left to the side as if they haven't been touched for quite some time. The room also has a very large hole above it in the center of the room. And in the center of the floor that you're standing on is what looks to be a platform that these golems were previously surrounding.
Yeah. So, Ron, what's up there? Do you see anything up the upper?
It's the goddamn suit of armor, man.
Kill it!
Hey, I'm down anyway. I jumped down.
You went up. You were upstairs last session, remember?
Yeah, I jumped down in the battle.
Yeah, but I didn't know what you saw up there. Remember, it was just you up there.
Yeah.
So
suit of armor.
When Ron jumped up, just as a refresher, before the fight started, it was a fairly barren floor similar to this one. There was a large suit of armor on there, on like a rack standing up to simulate like someone standing upright, which is presumably the figure that you saw through the windows. Aside from that, there isn't really much around, but there was a similar hole in the ceiling that led up to the next floor.
Yeah, shit, I better get myself back up in that hole, man.
Use a broom.
I'm gonna do a backflip. In fact, I'm gonna do a handstand, and then I'm gonna I don't know if this will work, like a handstand plyometric press off.
Hey, do you need a boost?
Hell no, man. Shit, I get up there on my own.
All right, yeah. I want you to do.
I'm pretty good at giving boosts, but you know, whatever.
I go over the tower and just go, can I borrow your broom?
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, you.
What about this backflip?
I want to do my
plyometric push-off thing.
You've got an opportunity to backflip for broom, man.
Yeah.
And then
the broom.
All right, now the broom just feels rejected.
I climbed the tower as well on the last session.
Yeah.
Is somebody going up on the broom then?
Well, I asked to borrow it, so I fancy having a go. I haven't gone on the broom yet.
I think your encumbrance is just too extreme, though.
You'd weigh it down, is what he's trying to say.
I'm just going to chuck it over.
You're a fat bastard with too much
nicely like floats over. Elegant style.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm just changing my camera. There we go. Hello. Right. Okay. Yeah, great. So you get on it and you kind of go, right, and it goes. Right.
I don't know.
Excellent. Right, let's have some fun with this then. You mount the broom.
So you fly up to the next floor through the hole in what's the ceiling of the floor you're currently standing on. It's very dusty, very drafty, plenty of cobwebs, plenty of dust. You can kind of smell the mold as you fly up to the second floor. You can again see the wear and tear of the stonework on the outside of the wall. There is a suit of armor in the corner standing on a rack upright. And aside from that, again, it looks to be like there's a lot of what would have been storage, like boxes, barrels, etc., that have been abandoned and emptied. So just the glance, the ones you can see, there doesn't look to be anything inside of them. There is a similar hole leading up to the next floor, though. So that's the one thing that really does stand out to you, is it does look like there is a hole that goes up to
Okay, I'm gonna
second, third floor, depending on whether you.
I want to shoot the suit of armor with Sacred Flame. I don't trust it.
Okay. So you just kind of
Another battle.
reach out your hand, radiant energy emanates from, strikes the suit of armor, and just doesn't break it apart, like doesn't destroy it, but it just makes a big, and then it just kind of falls apart in pieces around the floor.
All right, I did want it to
Are
come
you
alive.
right there, old man?
Yeah, this suit of armor, it kind of threw me off a little bit.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to keep going up now. Lucky I'm not scared of heights.
So flying up the next hole in the ceiling,
Right.
you can see again that like the further you go up, it looks like the elements have kind of ravaged each floor more and more. So there is like damp all across the stonework. You can see the condensation on the inside, and again, the smell of like almost like black mold kind of seeps in as you go higher up. It's not quite, you know, you can stand it, but he's starting to kind of feel a little bit chesty as you go up. Having a look around, there's like all sorts of mildew on the walls. The floor in places is kind of broken apart. You can kind of see that the floor looks to be quite ravaged, whether it be from the weather or something else, you're not quite sure. Having a look around again, it looks very, very similar to the floor prior, but you've got one more hole leading up to the top floor.
There, one more hole. I suppose I keep going up.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
So,
I'm not funny enough to find it, but there's a joke in there.
I wouldn't make those kind of jokes.
tell
Don't know me at all.
us the joke.
I'm not a witty man.
Says Captain Wit himself.
There's Captain Pugwash.
So, Orbran flies on the broom up through the hole in the ceiling, which is the last one.
Is it bigger hole than the others?
It's the same size. So this hole in the ceilings that you've gone through looks to be similar in size, almost like it's been man-made and etched out of the stone by hand. And it looks to be roughly the same size of the platform that was on the very bottom floor as well. But you head up through this final hole, and you find that you're on the top floor of this tower. Having a look around, again, you can kind of, the smell of damp and mildew and black mold hits you straight away. So you kind of, can really smell it now. But having a look around, this floor looks to have been previously occupied by someone. So there is a bed on one far end of the room. There are chairs, there's a desk, there is like a tapestry hanging that covered up the slit of a window in one of the walls as well. There is still like a thick layer of dust on the things in the room though, so you can see that although it was occupied, you can't quite tell how long ago it was. There are other various bits and pieces around the room, like there is a large wardrobe which is open, but you can see that it's been emptied, so there isn't anything in there at a glance. There is a wooden chest at the end of the bed. And you can see that there is at the very top, it kind of peaks into like the ceiling kind of peaks into a triangular shape to cap off the top of the tower. Aside from that, that is about it. So you've got a bed, a desk, some chairs. You've got a chest at the bottom of the bed. You've got just tapestries hanging from the wall that look to be very worn and old. And it looks as though someone has been here, but you can't at a glance tell how long ago.
Okay, in order. I know the tapestries are faded, but can I see what's on them? Whether there's any relevance?
No, there's not really anything that would give any clues away as to who would have been here. It's just general kind of drapes, tapestries, just with various colours and markings and patterns.
Anything on the desk?
There are a couple of books on the desk, one of which is open and looks to have writing in it.
Sure, why not? Let's have a nose.
Okay. So you have a look at the book, and the cover, it looks to be like a journal. So it looks to be something that's been written in over time. And it has on the spine of the book, like it's a leather-bound book, and on the spine, it said Edward Van Richten. And you have a leaf through, sparing you the exact details. What it looks to be is a journal of, let's say, like a monster hunter or a vampire hunter. And inside the journal, it has various entries. They are dated, but it does look to be a couple of 100 years ago. And from reading it, it looks to be that whoever this Edward Van Richten was, he made it like his personal quest to ensure that Ashtarak did not rise again. It looks as though he had a hand in stopping him the first time, perhaps, but equally, it looks as though he stayed in this tower for quite some time after his death to make sure that he didn't rise again. There's a lot of the same kind of, as the diary goes on and it gets near the end, it looks to be almost like ramblings. So you can assume that, you know, these last few entries were when he was in his older years, like his later years. And he does just basically hope and pray that, you know, he doesn't ever get resurrected, and that he's happy that he at least played a part in stopping him in the first place.
Well, because my memory's terrible, I'm going to pick the journal up and stick it in my pocket because, hey, I want to carry more stuff.
What a problem. You got a problem. That's all I have to add.
Thanks. Yeah, and I think we got to do it. Go on, let's look in the chest.
The wooden chest, luckily, is not locked. So you give it a kick and you open it up. Inside, however, is a severed head.
Oh my god.
The head looks to be, it's odd because although it looks like no one has been in this tower for a very long time, the head is relatively well preserved, almost as if it's been naturally embalmed. So
if this bastard thing starts talking to me, I'm gone.
Not yet. So you can
Sure, I'll carry it if it does.
See that there is definitely obviously signs of, you know, wear. You know, you can see like the skin is very taut, the hair is thinning, although there is still hair there. The eye sockets are sunken in, and the teeth have started to kind of yellow and start to basically fall out. But it doesn't talk to you, so there is that as a bonus.
Right. Okay. Because I'm me and I'm up there. Is there anything around that I could wrap this head in?
You could probably take either the pillowcase on the bed, or you could take some of the sheets and wrap it up in there.
Done. I like the pillowcase idea.
Okay. You've now got a journal and a head.
Great. Right. Yeah. Fine. Cool.
Do you know what would be fun? Is if we used 50 feet's worth of rope, tied it around the neck of the head, and occasionally dangled it in front of enemies in random situations that may yet come up.
Well, first things first, because
I'm just putting it out there. It would be
because I can. I just want to drop the bag with the head in just down the hole.
Ah! Oh my God, where'd that come from?
Yeah, just,
Oh,
Bring it back.
that's not Albran, is it?
Doesn't look
I
like it.
think it's him. I
Yeah,
think he's
he
all
did.
right.
Let's get out of here.
You all right, old man?
It is pretty high up where you're standing.
yeah,
So-
fine.
Yeah.
Just,
So this pillowcase, in the pillowcase, or are you just like dropping it?
no, like in the bag, in the pillowcase,
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's more for the fact that it's going to hit the deck and somebody's going to open it. That's what I want.
Okay. Well, it falls and it makes like a really sickening, dull squelch noise as it does. And the pillowcase starts to fill, not with blood, but with something, some sort of fluid.
Oh, dude!
Mhm.
I'm glad I'm up the top.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice
so
timing with the sound effect.
I tuck the journal in one of my many orifices and jump on the broom and start floating down. Because there's nothing else up there.
Okay.
Got my journal, got my head.
Yeah.
And I sort of come down and I go, right, this guy's name was Edward Van Richten. Right? Something like that. My memory's not that great. I pull the book out and read it again. He was some sort of Van Helsing kind of guy. And he had something to do with old Ashtarak. I bet one of you slightly more educated people about Ashtarak might be useful to you. Brody, you like taking notes. This one's for you.
Oh, it's very kind of you. I'll tuck that away and I'll read it, and we'll find out what's going on here.
And I'm pretty damn sure that thing that I dropped in the bag, right, might be his head.
But what's left of his head?
Well, you know, I didn't really fancy carrying it down, so I just dropped it down the hole. Because after all, it is head.
Yeah.
But I wish I'd have been down there to hear that noise as it hit the floor, because that would have been quite something.
I think it was worth keeping.
Oh, keeping old Edward's head.
Yeah.
Full of knowledge it is. Yeah, sure, right now.
Yeah, that's why I went squelch.
Either that or puppet shows.
And I sort of wish I knew this. I knew the spell talk to the dead now. That could have been quite fun. But oh well. Maybe next time.
There is a next time.
Always a next time, DeBurrer. DeBurrer. Dub. Right, so yeah, I not a lot else up there really. It was old tapestry, and I think the last entry in the journal was like 200 years ago. So Ashtarak's been gone for a long time, but there might be something in some of the earlier pages of how we can get rid of him.
True.
Gonna take some time to perhaps study this text, and perhaps while I'm studying the text, you chaps can make the burial ground for Elkie ready, as we discussed. Sorry again, Tar, for Elkie's loss. What are your odds?
Poor old Elkie.
Dickhead.
Am I performing last right to it?
Expecting something completely else.
Well, listen, I mean, Elkie would have wanted to carry on. So I would like to, can I just, inquire to the DM for a slight update? Where is Elkie right now?
She did.
Floor.
I know
Right
she's
next to
she's
you.
dead, but I've got her with me, have I?
So she's on the bottom floor with you guys, yeah. So she's basically been bludgeoned to death by these giant stone creatures. So
It was a horrific death as well.
yeah, she's there.
She
What-
struggled
what-
immensely.
She's in one piece though. So I would say that she is in one piece. So she's all together.
It's a game.
I would like to remove Elkie's horns and fashion them into a weapon, so that she may live on with our journey. And though it might seem a little bit macabre, I think that when we do take down Ashtarak, as Olbrand so rightly called it, we could do so with Elkie.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
if you don't mind, I'm just going to get my sword swords out.
I do love
Okay,
I do love a sword shard.
Yeah, still can't say it.
That's a tough one.
So I'll just do a little bit of that. And okay, how long would you say for a little bit of whittling? And I've got
What I would say as an option, and it depends on what you had in mind. Obviously, taking them off wouldn't take that long because you've got the weapons to do so quite easily. If you have like some rope and you fancied fashioning them into almost like some kind of Wolverine-esque claws, but like as an antler, then you could probably do that. If you did that, you could probably, you could go about it a couple of ways. You could always have them as like these antlers that you've got strapped to your forearms that you could do like 2 attacks with, or you could kind of take them and turn them around and turn them into some sort of, not lance, but some sort of like bow type staff with large prongs on either end. Or anything else, if you had anything else in mind.
Well, you could wear them.
I think the staff
+1 to your intimidation.
I think the staff was where I was going. The quite a long bow staff. I've got on me. I've got some rope, a hammer, a crowbar. I've got the old broom of flying. That might be a way of combining that with Elkie's horns. Yeah, just sort of fashion that together, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we can say that like during this time, it's probably too, you guys don't know the area that well, and it seems like you're kind of in the thick of it, so that you wouldn't be able to take a long rest per se, but you can certainly take a short one, and in doing so, you do manage to fashion something out of the horns, out of the antlers. We can kind of have a look at exactly the stats and how that would work if it comes down to it. But yeah, using the stuff that you've got on you at the moment, you could fashion something into that's okay.
Excellent.
It'd probably be like a fairly short staff because, I mean, the antlers themselves, there wouldn't be much of like I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean, we can cross that bridge when we come to it, but aesthetically, we can say that you managed to kind of tie them together and create some sort of bespoke weapon out of the antlers. mean, I've let you guys use carpets to kill people, so why not?
Indeed. You know how we roll.
Everything's a rep.
I'm right.
During this time, have I been able to discern anything else from the journal? Because obviously I know that obviously this dude didn't want to be resurrected. Was there any other essential detail that Brody may have gleaned from it? Just having a quick flip through.
I tell you what, as we're having a short rest, why don't you do an investigation check just to see how much you can discern?
Okay. Ooh, 17.
Okay. So it tells you a number of things. The writing at the start, because it is older, you can see some of the pages are a little bit worn, but there are a few things that you can make out. Not so much about necessarily taking care of Ashtarak, but what you can see is that there is almost like a documented history elaborating on what you've read up on previously when you visited the various libraries in the towns. And it speaks about a town which was in the kind of foothills of the mountains at some point, which is what Ashtarak used initially to start to ascend to power. It doesn't quite list exactly where it is, but it just says it's in the foothills of the mountains that existed long ago. The name of which is where is it? Kapan, so Kapan. And it was a town that on the map you have doesn't exist, but it seems like it was there a long time ago, and it was one of the first places that Ashtarak started to take a hold of. So Edward, amongst a couple of other people, managed to rally a group together to start to overthrow him before his reach extended too far. It does also look like previously he did manage to Vandazor as well. So it looks as though he did manage to start to make his way out into the country and start to take over towns, and his influence was felt, but luckily that's about as far as he got.
Cool.
Okay.
Very interesting, but nothing like that will boost us at this point in time. But I'll put that away for later. Yeah. All right. What do we want to do now? We got our weapon. We've looked at this text.
Let's go kill this motherfucker. Shit.
Is it like it is? All right. Yeah, I'm up for that. Let's get moving again if everyone's good to go.
I'm up for it.
All right then. So I
All
saw.
right,
So as you step out, you have a tower in the center of this large clearing, and you can see that to get to the forest, it's like a circular clearing, so it's like 100 feet in any direction. And you've got this wagon just to the right-hand side of where the entrance to the tower sits. If you were to go further into the forest, you need to have someone to kind of take the lead and do a survival check. So who's willing to lead the way?
What are you saying?
Similar to before, someone needs to kind of take charge, lead the group, and do a survival check.
Shit, I got a +5, man.
Wow.
For a monk.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he spent lots of time in trees.
Concrete jungle, man. Same fucking thing. do you want me to roll, or have we decided or what?
If you're leading the way, then
Am I?
Yeah.
You just volunteered, Mr. +5.
You got a +5 survival. I think that's pretty strong. Versus my -2.
Plus
17.
It'd be the first one to get eaten.
Remind me why that's a good thing.
Oh, because then I'm
Can
not
you roll
getting eaten.
touching things?
Shit.
So with a 17, you have a scan around and you start to lead everyone south. And the woods, again, are very thick with fog, to the point that, again, even those with dark vision, with better seeing, they can't quite see through this fog. It's that thick, can't even see like your own hands in front of your face. Ron takes charge, heads up front, and starts to weave in and out of these trees. They're very closely knit, so each of you is following behind. What's the marching order at this point? Who's behind Ron? Who is next? That kind of thing.
I think I should probably be at the back because I'm still building the staff a little bit.
Oh no,
Kind
he's
of
going to
just
lose
wrapping it up.
us.
Because
Guys?
because I thoroughly enjoy touching Ron's hair and setting it alight, I'm going to walk behind Ron.
Yeah.
It feels weird not being next to him.
I'll be behind Orban.
I'll go behind the burra. And
Ah,
take
bringing
it.
up the rear.
Did you make up your own weapon?
Hmm?
Did you just make up your own weapon? Is that what you sent me?
I googled one, and I found one which I think seems good.
Plus
and I
20
sent
to
you.
Bro, that's
Well,
so
I-
coward.
Is it?
So this is more powerful than the artifacts you guys have been hunting.
I mean,
Summons 12 Elkies.
Elkie gave up her
Seems only
life
fitting.
as long as name. So
Seems only fitting.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I see how strong his weapon is. I kill a rat and decide to turn it into something. Wow.
I mean, just to start, just to give you an idea, right? +3 to attack and damage rolls is like beyond epic. Like these weapons that these guys have got is +1 to hit and or damage. So
why would I come up with a shit weapon?
+3.
Oh, Elkie's dead.
because so was Elkie like the deity of you're an elk?
Yes.
No,
Elkie was the best of the entire species.
At the time he got killed, he went like, which meant forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a
The only-
story.
The only potential there is that there's possibly the original elk out there, known just as elk. That's the only potential that there is for there to be a greater elk than Elkie.
I'm gonna review this. And
Thank you. That's all I ask.
okay. So Tar's at the back.
Making a legendary weapon.
Yes. So like, who's behind Ron? Who's in front of Tar? Who's in the middle?
I'm in front of Tar. The burra's in front of me. All brands in front of the burra. And Ron is at the front.
Yeah, I'm just walking behind Ron, getting ready to touch him on the head.
Okay. So Ron does manage to kind of lead the way quite stealthily through these thick trees, through the thick fog, and he does lead you towards the mountains. You start to manage to make your way through the trees, kind of going this direction. And you eventually come to this point right here. And what you see in front of you is another sort of clearing. And it has a large hill on the top of it. The clearing itself is similar in size to what you saw before the tower. It's about 100 feet all around in all directions, so it's a fairly spacious clearing. And you can see that there's almost like a really well-beaten path that leads from part of the trees, not too far from where you're standing, across through the clearing, up above this very small mound that's in the center of it, and out through another section of the wooded area. You can see from where you're standing, you're about 100 feet away, give or take. On this mound is like a large set of stones, all kind of made in almost like man-made in a certain way. And there are various stones just kind of scattered around in a circular shape just near the top of this mound.
The hell we gonna do now?
Can I go check if I hear anything? I do like a perception.
You can perception check, yeah.
Alright. That is an 18.
At present, you can't hear anything, no, except for the natural sounds of the forest around you.
Okay. Doesn't sound like anything's here.
Let's go, bitches! Come on! Shit. It was standing around for.
With stone cutting, can I find out anything about these things?
You can approach and you can do stone cutting. You wouldn't necessarily be able to tell anything from where you're standing at the moment, but if you wanted to go into the clearing and up to the stones, then yes, you can do a check for that.
Cool. Yeah, let's go and do some of that. Nice. I do get advantage. That's right. We'll go with the first roll. 18.
Okay. So you approach and having a look. It looks as though these are kind of medium-sized boulders that have all been arranged in a circular fashion, almost like in ring shape around the top of this mound standing in the center of the clearing. You can't quite see any markings on there that would give away anything, but you can almost tell just from, I suppose, instinct, as well as obviously your know-how in general, is that it looks like these are graves. It looks as though these are kind of, graves that have been set out to just like, almost not quite in a ritual, but it almost looks as though something has happened here, and these stones have been placed there to represent bodies that have fallen at some point in the past.
Right, bollocks, this is a graveyard, lads. Right, yeah, great. I'm
Looks like a creepy graveyard.
I'm very excited.
By what?
Yeah, did I glitch out? I said I'm very excited.
I'm really excited for a graveyard.
You're not getting my sarcasm there, old dubs.
Can we No, it's not it. It's a nice graveyard. Let's trudge on through.
Yeah.
Hope you weren't going to suggest we start digging up the graves.
Yeah, man. I could have put money on that shit.
I thought about it, and then I thought, no, that's gross. I mean, I'm already carrying a severed head of somebody in particular. You know what I mean?
Well, I've got track undead. And we're in a graveyard, and it felt like now might be a time to try that. But then I thought, yeah, what's the chances, eh? Probably nothing.
Well, of tracking undead people that are in graves.
Well, yeah. It's probably just dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 99% chance. 99.9.
Did anyone investigate the area?
That's a good idea. This is why you're leading the pack right now, dude.
It's, yeah. Let me do that. I'm going to roll for investigation.
I'm looking through my spells to see whether there's anything even remotely useful.
14 for investigation.
So having a look around, you can't see anything that would be like, I don't want to say out of the ordinary, because it is quite an unusual scene, because it's very haunting seeing these stones erected in such a way that you understand that there's been something that's happened here, but you're not quite sure what it is at the moment. All you can see is that there is this beaten path that is a little of a distance away from where you emerged from the woods. And it more or less goes from one end of this clearing across this mounded hill over to another part of the woods, which is just on the far side of where you're standing at the moment. It does look as though there are tracks near the path that have come along this way at some point.
Oh, people have been dying.
Shit. I say we follow the goddamn track.
Can I do a roll for insight around the tracks?
What are you trying to?
I want to see if I can detect what's what. What sort of things have been moving through.
Yeah, I mean, rather than insight, I would say that would be more of a survival check to see if you're trying to tell what it is that's been through here.
Okay. My stats aren't as good there, though, to be honest. It's not as convenient to me.
Well, you're not a ranger, right?
Right? Okay. Yeah, let's not bother.
Oh, you could still roll. You could still potentially get a high.
Yeah, let's not bother. Okay, I roll a 4.
Thanks for admitting it.
Make me say it out loud.
They're tracks on boots, but that's all you can tell.
Oh, data! Right? I think you need to be opening your eyes there. It's fine. No? All right.
Too busy with my stuff.
Yeah, all right. So, boots, they're from people. That's a good start. Are we going to go up there then and follow that track? I think we're wrong. Oh,
Yep, I agree.
That felt really weird to see, but I think we're wrong.
I think we should follow that track.
Okay.
I'll follow the track, but I want to be very cautious in doing so.
Understandable.
Okay.
He wants to be very cautious. He's very good.
Roll for caution for me.
Where did it go?
So you head along this beaten path, and it's barely a path at all. You can see that it's been an actual road years and years ago. It looks as though a mixture of time and, again, the elements have kind of worn this down to a very muddy slip of road. You follow it along and head back into the forest. And what it does is it takes you along this way. And as you go through the forest, although the fog is still very thick, you can now, because you're so close towards these mountains, as you peek above the trees, you can just about see spires of these mountains, not too far off in the distance. And you walk for a short while before you start to see this path come to an end. And as it does so, the forests open up and you see that you are now at the bottom of these mountains. The surrounding area, though, is basically the remnants of a town. So you can see that the dirt trail disappears and the fog starts to dissipate just a little bit. And ahead of you, you can see a bunch of cottages that look to have been previously, obviously, used, but they are very decrepit, to the point where, you know, the roofs have more or less caved in. There are no doors, there are no windows. Some of them look to be just piles of brick, wood, hay, just in a heap, scattered around. It looks as though it has been a while since they've been used. And the one thing that you can see as well is that the sky has now turned more or less pitch black. So the sun is more or less gone. You can't see any natural light seeping in through the clouds themselves. It's the kind of dark that you would see when the clouds come together and it's going to be a hell of a thunderstorm. But there are no clouds in the sky. It's just that the sky has become very, very overcast. Off in the very far distance, you can see the mountains, the foots of the mountains. But you've come out to this, presumably what was a village at some point that's now fallen into complete disrepair.
Could this village be Kapan?
It could be.
Let's have a look around.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm going to find something that's alive. I know I am.
Yeah, we just kill that shit.
Oh, all right, fine. Whatever.
Light me up, dog.
Do I have a staff yet, DM?
Hmm?
Do I have a staff yet?
No, we'll deal with that when it comes.
All right.
We'll get to that point.
Okay.
To be honest, it's not going to be anything nearly as spectacular as what you found.
Needs to do Elkie justice.
It will.
All right.
Don't worry.
Well, that's all that matters. It doesn't need to be anything but legendary in the sense that it remembers Elkie and does her justice.
Nice.
I'll do an investigation check. Just go around town, and I'll just race ahead of everyone else, and you can all be like, "Fuck," because that's what's happening.
What I would say, something we realised is probably for the last day or two, your lion has reset, so shouldn't have to use it again.
Summon that shit, quick.
It does take a week to refresh, so it's up to you when you want to use it. You can blow
Do it now.
Do it now.
Wow, it's been a whole week. Wow.
Is that how long it's been?
Since
Oh,
Since March last year.
may I just make a slight suggestion of don't fucking use it. It might come in handy against ass crack.
Mm.
Yes.
The logic's there. It's sound. It just doesn't feel likely. But for now, it shall prevail. Yeah, I'm going to do an investigation check. My investigation check is 15.
Okay, so you go steaming ahead of the rest of the group, and you have a look around, and you can see that there is dozens of these cottages, similar in that they've basically fallen into ruin, falling apart at the seams. And just even without diving into one of them, you have a look in, you can see that there isn't really anything of worth per se. There is a larger house, a larger dwelling that's in the center of the village. And that too looks to be crumbling apart, but it looks to almost have been something that maybe someone in charge would have resided in. And having a further look around, you can see that there is what would have presumably been a church, because there is attached to it a very small graveyard type area. And there is also a monument of such, like a figure, like a stone figure standing on the outskirts of the town as well.
Nice. I'm going to turn around, having found all this out, and shout back across the empty town, right? Hello! And then just listen to the echo go, oh! And then wait for someone to respond.
Thaumaturgy, and I send back, shut the fuck up.
Someone responded. That was a win.
By thaumaturgy.
Hey, one thing's come out of this. I've actually learned how to say it. So remember that.
Good. That's a little victory as is in itself.
Yeah, mini victory. I've learned how to say thaumaturgy.
And now he's back.
Oh, nice. We're in mountains, aren't we now?
Well, you're not quite. So you're at the foothills of these mountains in a village of sorts that's been obviously left abandoned for years.
Okay.
So with my internet feed cutting in and out, I sort of missed half of that conversation.
We will benefit once we get into the mountains from my natural explorer thing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, all right. Okay. Right, so we got the graveyard thingy. There was nothing in the houses. Tar shouted something back at all of us.
A big statue.
I froze again. Bloody internet. Yeah, what was the big statue of? I didn't hear anything about a big statue.
Thing.
So
I think I'm stood pretty much in front of it, aren't
I? No, I mean, well, it depends. So it depends on where you want to kind of stop. But basically, you've got a few things in the vicinity of note, aside from the various cottages that are there. You've got a larger building that's there, which was a mansion of sorts. You also have, you have like a church, and you have a large monument, which from a distance you can see it looks to be like a figure, but you can't quite tell who or what it is.
I shouted from a point that would probably produce the best echo, which I imagine is like the main street of the town. So that's where that's probably where I am. Probably where I stopped investigating.
I'm gonna throw out detect magic and walk past the graves and the little statue thingy.
Okay.
Oh, got it.
You can't detect anything at the moment. Double check. I don't think you can.
The last 10 minutes, I've got like a 60-foot range or 30-foot range or something on it.
I'll just double check something about that.
Ooh. Ooh.
While we're all doing this, I'm just going to go around like kicking in doors and stuff. And
Can I stealth, please? Because I do not want to be anywhere near them.
shit, dog, you coming with me? Come on.
I'm
going in
down doors
first.
and just trying to start a fight.
Yeah.
I'm squishy.
So, magic, you do obviously pick up anything that's around you, but you can't detect anything from walking through the town. It doesn't seem like there's anything giving off any aura, just from looking from one end to the other. The buildings themselves are all very similar. It looks as though they are very kind of humble, meager dwellings. Looking inside, it doesn't look like, for the most part, there is anything inside of them. There is the larger house, the larger building, which you can investigate if you wish to. But the smaller ones, it looks to be they've just kind of had nature taken over them.
I want to go in the big house to see if there's a fireplace. We
Also,
haven't.
the big house is where the people who are important live and keep secrets.
In the fireplaces.
Yeah, definitely.
And the desks.
Always the fireplace.
Fireplace for the coins.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, big house.
So as you approach it, do a what's your passive perception, everyone?
My passive perception. What's my passive perception? I'm
Mi-
13.
Mine's 11.
8.
You say we're not yet in the mountains, technically.
No.
Okay. Mine's 12.
12.
13.
Okay. So most of you, as you approach this large building, which is more or less in the center of the town, you start to not feel like you're being watched per se, but you do start to feel like there is something else nearby. You're not quite sure what it is, but you can almost feel like a presence as you approach the building.
10 minutes haven't gone by yet. Is my detect magic picking anything up?
But there's nothing magical, no, not at the moment.
Just
Um,
creepy as
you
I
just kind of almost feel.
It's not
do,
magical, just creepy.
Trap.
Okay.
Back in a sec, guys.
So for the most part, this large building has crumbled, but you can see remnants of what there once was. And it looks to have been quite a grand, large mansion of sorts. It's mostly been reduced to stone and rotting timber, but there are various things that you can see from the outside. It does look as though there is a cellar that's in dead center of. As you kind of look at it, you can see inside, and you can see it's in the dead center of the building. There is a garden further back at the far end of the building. And aside from that, there isn't really much else. There's a couple of rooms that you don't even need to kind of go in the front door to access, but there's a couple of rooms at the front with furniture barely still together. Some of it's falling apart, and you can see that there is remnants of what used to be a very grand building, but it doesn't look as though there are many rooms still held together by the foundations of it.
Ron opens the cellar door.
Of course he does.
Okay. Just have a look. Okay.
There's shit everywhere.
Again.
What?
Damn it, Abby.
Again.
It's all right. Sort it out.
Start feeding her curry, lad.
Damn.
Oh, come on. My favourite meal.
Not anymore.
Deep consequences.
Not after seeing it in reverse, no.
Oh.
So this cellar, so Ron kind of steps through the archway of what would have been the front door, walks into the middle of the building and opens up the cellar door, which is unlocked, heads down a flight of wooden steps into what is a fairly small cellar. It's about 30 feet square. The ceiling is quite low. It's about 10, 12 feet high, but you do find 24 bottles of wine in there, which still look to be full. They don't look to have been uncorked. And you've got on the side of it a logo of Wizardry Wines.
Shit.
Well, boys, I think we've got a lock in. Close the door behind us. I've got a torch.
I don't drink.
I as much as I would like to sit here and drink, I think we're on a bit of a time scale to get to Ashtarak's house.
Yeah. Anybody see anything else down here?
No.
Wizardry Wines were those guys we heard of before, huh?
Yeah, we found these in that place on the island, and they weren't that far away from that other place that we went to. You know, something Crest.
Yeah, Grey Crest was it? Or,
Yeah, that one.
I can't remember what we found out there.
We didn't find fuck all out because we left.
We got that amulet.
Oh, we had the chance to. Oh, but we decided to leave because we were on a timer. Okay.
We're on a timer, exactly. We gotta get out to Ashtarak's house because he's waiting for us.
Yeah, it's been a long road. I'm gonna pop the cork on this one and have a couple of swigs. Anybody else gonna join me?
Yes, I am.
Did we have a short
right,
rest?
brother.
Did we have a short rest after our last battle? We did.
I'm just disappointed it's not a Missy Insider, you know. That would have been some nice continuity. I'm going to stick a bottle in my bag because I think Old Brandon's going to change his mind about halfway along the road, and, you know, old men get grumpy.
You get grumpy. I am grumpy.
Yeah, but you're going to get more grumpy when you feel left out. I got your wine for you, old man. It's all right. Come on.
All right. Fine.
Can I make an investigation on the bottle of wine to see if it's flammable?
Molotov cocktail.
Yes.
Alcohol, so it will be just as
Wine
flammable
is
as any
not
other
flammable.
alcohol.
Do not set fire to my wine.
No, am I allowed to? I'm gonna go take some.
You can, but general knowledge would dictate that it's alcohol, so it would be flammable.
Okay. So I'm gonna go take like 2 bottles of wine then. Later.
I pop one of the tops off of the wine and I pull out the severed head and I go, "Do you want some?" And I pour it in his mouth.
You fucked up, man.
Well, you know,
That's
but
a bit weird,
he was
old Brandon.
feeling left out, and I you know,
Shit.
such a
You
nice.
sure you're a cleric?
He was. Well, I am. I
Damn.
might not be anymore. I'm not sure.
I think you're more barbarian, man.
Hanging around with you guys has sort of made me question my faith.
That's quite the compliment.
Talking to a guy who sold his soul to the devil.
Let's get out of this goddamn cellar, man.
All right then. Bye. Edward looked like he really enjoyed his wine. Come on, lads. Put the bag over the other shoulder.
The fuck you carrying that thing for anyway?
Well, I sort of think that when I see Ashtarak, I'm going to throw it at him.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. It might be like a magical head. But, I don't know.
Jeez,
Ah,
that boy's
magical head. You got to go to the Nutcracker to get some of that.
fucked up.
Thank you. Right.
So
Oh,
once
yeah. Okay. Right. Come on. We got to get out of this path.
Pardon me.
You know, Ashtarak, he's probably made us all a nice meal. I know the food's starting to get cold and the wine's getting warm and it's going to be crapid and we're all going to complain about it and they'll never invite us for dinner again.
Well,
Ain't
it's so awkward if we're
nothing-
drinking the stuff like spare wine that he's got.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I've not run out of the wine." And then he's like, "You bastard, you drank my spare wine." And that's actually what starts the apocalypse, is the fact that we drank all this wine.
No, I just
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was inevitable.
That's
haven't
an
drunk it.
an interesting perspective.
I do believe we are now heading up the mountain.
What? We're still in the house, aren't we?
Yeah, fuck this town. There ain't nothing here.
Seems
All right.
unnecessary, but okay.
We've got the wine. That was the essential things. We didn't need to check the garden or anything else.
Can I do track undead? I do track undead because I can do track undead.
Also, has this wine had any effect on us at all?
Oh, whoever drank it, probably.
Yeah, I'm half bottled down.
It's
Look at Edward's face.
Yeah,
I
I
am.
mean,
it's
Right.
not the best of tastes, but
Hmm.
it doesn't seem poisonous or anything. So you have a swig and it does get you a little bit lightheaded. It's not the best you've ever had, and at first you kind of feel like spitting it out, but you kind of chug it down, and you have at it.
God damn. What the hell are we doing now?
We're going up the hill.
That was a great phrase. Yeah, let's. I agree. I don't think there's anything else that we can get from this town. Let's get back on our quest to defeat Ashtarak.
Yep.
Did I just freeze again?
You did it a perfect
Lovely.
moment. Good on playback.
So as you start to leave and you start to head out the southern side of the town towards these hills, you start to feel a breeze flow through the town, and you start to get that same sensation that you did not too long ago, where you felt like there was someone else amongst you. And you start to kind of look around because you can see that there's like flocks of crows flying out of the trees, and you can start to see that you can almost kind of feel like there's something flittering about around you. And from out of one of the houses, just on the kind of southern edge of the town, comes a figure. And it's humanoid in shape, but it doesn't look fully there. They have this glow about them, like this ethereal kind of glow that insinuates they might not be fully alive, similar to what you saw back very early on in your adventure, for those that were there in the graveyards, when you rejoined these lovers together.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a natural 20 when I did track undead, and I didn't get a chance to tell you.
Track undead is to see if you can see any signs that undead have been through here. But I mean, we're pretty much here now. There wouldn't have been anything necessarily like undead's tracks would be like zombies that have walked through or something like that. But this thing looks to be almost like transparent, like translucent, with a blue glow to it. And as it's walking out of the house, you can see that it's not leaving any tracks anyway.
Bastard thing's floating.
And it has
It's cheating.
It has this long flowing hair, and it looks to be wearing a fairly sturdy armor with a cape draped behind it, and it's carrying with it an array of weapons. And you can see that although it's emitting this blue, almost like azure-like glow, its eyes are burning red. And it steps out of the house and walks a little bit towards the path leading through the town. And it starts to look at you. And as it does so, you can hear this voice come out, and it's like an echoey voice. So it kind of reverberates several times. and it just simply says, "What are you doing here?"
Right, not what am I doing here? Who the bloody hell are you? Are you going to hurt me? Because if so, I'm going to eat you. Go.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
Exactly. You tell him, Ron.
And he looks deadpan, just straight face, and says, "I'm here to guard the town and ensure that this place remains untouched. If you dare to do it harm, then I will stop you."
No, I don't want to touch the town. I want to go and kill Ashtarak. So we got no problems here, old man.
He has arisen, and he looks at the mountains and just kind of takes it all in for a moment or two. And he says, "Do you know truly what you're undertaking in doing this?"
I'll be honest with you. No.
Yeah, we gonna try our best, but shit, we ain't got a clue, man.
Can I bother you? Sorry to be a bother. Could I bother you for a name?
We've been all friendly for.
Oh, he's dead, and I'm a cleric, so I'm having a polite conversation.
You're just talking shit,
Good
really.
lord.
Could I bother you for a name there, Spectre?
If you must. My name is Elmas, and I used to reside here many years ago.
Oh, a lovely town it was too, I'll bet.
It was, however, that devil Ashtarak laid waste to it a long time ago. And it is, and has been, as you can see, like this for a long time.
So,
And I protect the town to ensure that no one does it any harm. And if anyone is foolish or brave enough to venture up these mountains, then, well, so be it.
well, there'll be a couple of us that might be foolish. Actually, quite a lot of us are foolish. And there may be one or two of us that are brave enough to undertake this, what we know is coming as an ass whooping. But if you could spread any light on what we're doing, offer us any help at all, I take anything I can get, really. Thank you.
I'm going to try and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh, I'm alive.
Oh, I just got back my flesh.
I'm a real boy. No, it doesn't do anything. Cure wounds is to cure wounds, not cure
You,
death.
man, stop touching that thing up.
Hey man, I'm just trying to get another party member. You know, one more string to the bow, one more feather to the cap, one more member of the team. You know, just trying to make friends.
I've got to go resurrection, right? I can't really resurrect a ghast, can I, or a ghoul or a spectre? I can only resurrect a body, right?
Yeah, I mean,
all right. Yeah, no, it's fine. No, don't worry about it.
Hey, you could resurrect Edward.
Bring the head to life.
Yeah, no.
You kind of already exploded it.
Yeah.
It's got like
Can
an
I
eye
say
hanging out.
If you imagine a
Half his
body,
skull crushed.
if you imagine a body, right, a flesh body, and the soul's gone because the blasted thing's dead, I can bring that back. I don't really fancy wasting it on the head.
You might have useful information.
No, I don't really fancy wasting it on the head.
All right.
But yeah, anyway, I've asked this guy some really good questions. I'd like some answers. So,
so he takes a moment. I don't know what I've missed.
I missed it as well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just
Tar's interpretation of a beaten up face coming to life, was it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh
So-
man.
All Brown asks, and
It's all right. I'm okay.
stands there for a short while, and he contemplates a few things, and he says, "Well, if you are brave enough or foolish enough, I can assist you. I would recommend to head towards the river." And he points east and says, You might find it a little bit easier to ascend the mountains going that way. There were supposedly stone steps erected in these mountains to make it easier to traverse up to the city. It might not help you with the element of surprise, but certainly it would be an easier climb. If you were to ascend the mountains this way, it would be tougher to make your way there, but certainly you would have a degree of, you would be able to perhaps surprise him a little bit better.
All right.
Through that noise, you guys stick with me, and we will not be slowed down by the mountainous terrain, and we are going to be fine. We go our own route, and we will surprise the hell out of everyone.
Well, it's not like we were going to leave you behind, motherfucker.
What am I saying?
Tar, have you not recognised that we got Ron? So surprise
The
Ashtarak.
hell are you trying to say?
He's actually giving you a compliment, Ron.
Oh, yeah. Well, go on, man. Shit.
You've had too much of that wine, Ron.
I'm not actually drinking.
I
tonight.
say we can't do the element of surprise because we got Ron that always runs in guns blazing and trying to kick everything.
I slightly interrupt and say, you know, Ass Cracker's invited us
Any problem?
to his home. He knows we're coming.
Look, to be honest, you know, I'm being a bit serious that the natural explorer boon that I've got for the mountain terrain genuinely gives us a lot of boosts, right? Like we'll move at the normal pace that we would even if we're stealthed. We'll find twice as much food when we're foraging, and we track creatures, learn exact numbers and sizes, and we know when they.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah.
And then slightly hide from the ghost with all the weapons.
Whoa, are you scared of ghosts?
Red-eyed, floaty ones, yeah.
Well, he's been quite polite to us so far, and he's offered us a route which leads us to stairs, which takes us to Ass Crack.
You're just going to believe this motherfucker?
He's got red eyes, man.
In all honesty, if a ghost really wanted to kill us, he would have done it already.
Shit, he probably working for Ashtarak. I'm going to hit the
Almost probably
motherfucker up
working
with a
for him.
perception.
Well, that would be an awesome story twist if you end up being evil, Olbran. Right. Yes. Okay.
Are we still next to the... is the ghost still with us? Where are we?
We're still in the little town.
Yeah.
Kapan, yeah.
We're still talking to that ghost. Yeah. I don't think he's... I just want to see if he's being truthful. Insight, sorry, yeah. Yeah, 16.
Although it's difficult to determine, you don't see any kind of malicious intent behind what he's doing. So it seems like he's probably being upfront with you.
She.
He
cool.
Guy's got no reason to lie to us. So let's get the fella's story straight. It takes us to the river, and we go straight up a set of steps up the mountain.
And you said it wouldn't contribute towards
Oh my!
Just being a surprise. So it sounds like we'd be walking into a situation.
You're damn right.
And my point was, although it may not be an easy journey, if we go up the mountains instead, because I've got the natural explorer thing, we'll at least move as normal, and we can approach from our own angle, maintaining the sense of surprise.
Yeah, I'm with Tar on this one.
Agreed.
He's got to get something right. He can't use a fucking bow or guns.
Finally,
Right.
he's found value in the group.
Well, I've
And I
been walking
mean that
around without being in the right terrain this whole time. That's all we needed.
I mean that in the most loving way. I do, Tar. I do. In the most loving way.
It's natural 20s from here on out.
It's finding in his
And
element.
saving them up.
So, Mr. Ghostman, don't think that we're completely ignoring you, old Albert Almus. But yeah, our Dragonborn friend seems to think that we can still get the element of surprise. Now, have you got anything that might aid us in getting rid of Ashtarak?
I'm afraid not. The town, as you can see, is, well, that he just kind of motions and kind of moves his arm to show you that there's pretty much nothing there.
Like when it comes to protecting this town, what do you do to protect it? Like, what do you hit them with?
Yeah, they're all dead.
No, as in like the people that you don't want to hurt the town tower. You know, pay attention.
No, but like they're all dead. Everyone in the town is dead. What's he protecting? The buildings?
Building.
You know, there might be an essence to the town that he don't want to let go.
I'm not trying to be too antagonistic, but you get what I'm saying. I'm gonna go.
I understand. I understand. Okay, bye.
Well, he just basically says, well, I protect it with this, and he pulls out a longsword from his belt, and he says, it's not just myself that protects it, but we do. And from out of nowhere, from out of these other houses, there is another half dozen people similar to what he appears to be, like these translucent figures, which are all clad in armor with weapons to their side. And he says, we were the town's defense, and we stay here to protect the honor and the memory of the town to anyone that comes to desecrate it.
Right. Well, I've got one thing to say to all of you. Right? You deserve, right? You gotta find my accent again. There it is. You deserve, right, revenge on Ashtarak for what he did to your town. And we want to go up there and we want to show Ashtarak a bloody hard time ourselves. So why don't you make yourselves readily available to take on Ashtarak and join the fight? Gain your little bit of revenge. Restore some honor on your small, quaint town. And serve Ashtarak the whooping that he deserves.
I'm afraid we are bound to this area. Our bodies, whilst mostly dust and part of the earth, now restrict us from leaving the town. So we can only travel so far. Otherwise, we would be the first ones up there.
What if we took part of the town with us? What if, and bear with me, because I speak as someone who's just as ready to carry a lot of bullshit with me as a few other members of the group. What if we each take a brick from that old cellar over there?
Ah, the essence of the town.
It's not the town, it's our bodies, which the remains of which are part of the earth itself now.
Oh, sorry, not carrying. No, I'm not carrying no more dead bodies. I've already got this guy.
No, they're part of the ground. They're not even bodies.
Yeah, no, all right. Well, you can't blame us for trying. A bunch of dead guys with big swords might have been quite helpful.
And a few things more helpful than an help.
You can always bring that motherfucker down here.
That's not a bad shot.
Kite it and kite him.
Yeah.
It's a long way though. But we know we've got a backup if we need to make a speedy retreat. We know we've got some fighters here that we can depend upon. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be nice for us to get our own little army of the dead, wouldn't it?
Elmas, if I may, if we are successful in our quest to kill Ashtarak, will that release you from your service and protecting the town, or is that a make or break deal for you? Is there any way that we can bring you peace?
I don't believe that killing him a second time will free us. I think that unfortunately we are bound to this land. Your sentiment is appreciated, but killing him would bring us great satisfaction if you can stop him again.
All right.
Shit.
Because you all need satisfaction.
Any tips?
Can't get no satisfaction.
If I was a bard, I'd be singing it, but I'm not. So. I went cleric barbarian. Right, okay. Yep. Sure thing. Right, okay. Ta! Guess what? You're leading the way.
Excellent. Why? Okay, fine. Yes, let's go. This way.
Head in hand.
I feel very confident right now.
So this is a head in hands moment, isn't it?
Come all this way to put our faith in Tar.
We're right at the end of the fight, and it can all go Pete Tom.
Ironic.
We ain't gonna find out Tar's evil part of Ashtarak.
I'm openly chaotic neutral.
Son of Ashtarak.
Openly.
Well, I am. I mean, I was once upon a
You're out
time.
of the closet.
I was once upon a time lawful good, believe it or not.
I don't remember that time.
That was a different
I believe we made the transition together.
I think we
When
did.
was
But
it? When did that happen?
Tar was chaotic good until Elkie died. You should all know. He's solidly neutral. But yeah, well, let's just get a move on. DM, could you describe our route / surroundings, given that we have decided not to go down the river?
So you're going straight across the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my 196-year-old legs. Fancy this, but all right, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what I need you to do,
Fuck off till next week so we can write us a brand new story.
No, I'm kind of prepared. So natural explorer feat or natural explorer ability. I'm just double checking a couple of things with that, because what it does, so being like adept at scaling mountains, when you make an intelligence or wisdom check, your proficiency bonus is doubled if you're using the skill you're proficient in. So what that means is, if you would start to clamber up the mountains, which I'm going to get you to do, you would need to, if you're leading the way, roll a survival check to see if you can navigate the mountain and go the right way. Now, your proficiency bonus being doubled, what that means is if you are proficient in survival, then that means your proficiency bonus is doubled when you roll. So are you proficient in survival?
I would say I've got a +0, which I think
Oh, for fuck's sake!
that's pretty
Why
good.
do we listen to this guy?
Yeah,
We're all dangling on a rope underneath it.
pretty proficient.
Okay, so what I need you to do then is you roll survival, you add 0,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, got 13.
Okay, so the mountains, easy to spot because they are not too far from the south end of town. So you start to head towards there with the group leading the way pretty confidently. The mountains themselves are pretty big. They're a fairly large mountain range, and you can see that they scale quite high up. So what you would need to do is you would need to not only be able to obviously clamber up them yourselves, but you'd need to either support each individual with climbing up the mountains or figure out a way for everyone to try and get up there as safely as possible. So I guess how are you going to do this? Because the mountains do go quite high. There are ridges and footholds to be able to climb up them, but yeah, is everyone just going to go up one by one, or?
I start walking back down the track. And I go, right, fuck off. Hey, Albus, I'm going to go up your stairs.
I think we should go up the mountain. I'll tell you what, I'll keep on track on the mountains, but I won't judge everyone else for going the other way. And then we'll just see what the crazy situation happens at the end.
Yeah, I'm going to continue up the mountains as well.
Oh, a separation of the group. Oh no.
Doesn't sound like a good plan.
It is unfortunately, being me, my character won't be able to climb.
Yeah, shit, we carry you, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got ropes.
You get stuck, shit. You're old anyway.
Yeah, well, this is true.
I've got broom of flying for you, buddy. It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, bollocks. So they just take the broom and I'm off.
All right, okay. We
Yeah,
pass you the broom. Okay, you can just
Crisis
hover up and
averted.
you can give us the motivational encouragement.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. Come on, hurry up, you bastards.
So let's say initially, if everyone is going to go up the same way, the initial kind
Wait,
of...
can't we all use the broom of flying?
No, it's just only one person.
No, but like do it in shuttle runs. Does it have to have somebody sitting on it to fly?
No.
It has got like a maximum weight of like 400 pounds, I think it is. So
Yeah, but if we do one at a time, but does it have to have somebody sitting on it to fly?
No, it doesn't.
So we can just send it down and up.
Yeah, it's like shuttle run, like a lift.
Yeah. Brilliant. Done. In the words of a famous man, job done. That's a Warcraft reference, you lot.
That is a Warcraft reference. Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
welcome.
didn't get it.
I know, I had to spell it out at the end. So I felt the deafening silence.
I haven't played Warcraft for like 15 years.
That's great.
That's okay.
So can this
Never
broom
played
navigate
Warcraft.
by itself?
Well, this is what I'm asking. It's now
Good
James,
question.
the DM, as opposed to, can the broom fly down from the top without being piloted?
The arched eyebrows of the DM are particularly enjoyable at this moment.
He's sort of got. He's got to the point where we found a hole, and he's trying to find out
like,
on us.
there's
yeah.
a couple of issues. There's a couple of issues with this. So the first one being that the mountains themselves are very high, so it might not be able to carry each of you in one easy run. That you could do like one at a time, but it's not going to be feasible because these mountains are so high that it would take you an awful long time to reach the peak of them. And even then, what you've got to do is you've got to navigate them. So if you knew exactly where you were going, then you could probably get away with it. But the issue is you're at the bottom of these hills with these mountains. You still don't know which way to go. So even if you could go like 1, 2, 3 like that, you'd wind up in the middle of these mountains, and then you'd need to then again direct it to go somewhere else to try and find the right way to where you're going.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want to go to final stairs.
You can speak a command to return the broom to your location.
Accio broom.
You can, I mean, yeah, that's so. It's not saying that you can't use the broom, but it wouldn't be much easier. It would be easier to climb the mountains, but it wouldn't be easier to find where you're going.
Yeah.
Can we go this route? Because if the river leads to a staircase, then surely this would be a good place to find ourselves.
So your plan is to find the motherfucking staircase that we were going to go up anyway.
Well, my point is to approach by surprise, right? But if we go in that direction, then we don't currently know exactly where Ashtarak's location is, right?
I'm going to interrupt you there, Tar. I know you missed a couple of sessions. He knows we're coming. He invited us. There is no surprise.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about
Oh, well, then you're all fools. Because you've all followed me into this situation.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. That is a good point.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You were enjoying the creativity though with this other plot, this strategy that you had, but yeah, he's actually expecting us.
And now we're snowed in.
You know, this is why we did the recordings for you, Bren, so you can watch them.
Yeah, but you know, you got to make a point from time to time if we don't go too far. Well, listen, okay. So
let's just let him talk at this one now. It's fine.
My suggestion,
it won't work.
Matt, what I want to do,
say we carry on.
I want to turn around. I want to look down the little path and see that Albus is standing on the bottom of the hill with his hands on his hips, going, "What are you doing?" Just standing at the bottom of this hill, looking up, going, "There we go there."
Well, Almus is just kind of standing back with friends and just kind of going.
With dreams.
Yeah.
Ashtarak will survive.
We haven't gone anywhere yet. Who's for the stairs? I quite fancy.
All right, let's take those bloody stairs.
All right, take the fucking stairs.
Let's go. Let's just put it in the rear. You know, we don't have to worry about
we be stubborn, just keep going.
Well, I mean, if he knows we're coming and all that kind of thing, that seems relevant to any surprise
this
attack.
will work.
Maybe we can tell them that, you know, we're only half a group, and so it's a surprise when the other half comes.
Well, there's an argument. There's an argument in there somewhere.
Yeah, right. I'm 196. I'm walking upstairs. So, yeah,
I'll go with you.
Yeah, let's go with the old dude, man. We can't do this to him.
You're going to catch me up. It's fine.
Shit.
All right, go on. Let's go to that bloody river.
East to the river, up the stairs. Brilliant. Cool.
Right, Mr. DM. You know the route that you told us to go like 25 minutes ago? We're going to go that way.
Fine. So you find the foot of the mountains and you start to head east from where you're looking towards this large river at the foot of the mountains further down. It's easy enough to find your way because you just literally need to hug the mountains themselves. So you follow the path along and it takes you probably the better part of an hour or an hour and a half to get to the river here. And what you can see as you get closer towards it is from the mountains themselves is a very, very large set of stone steps that have been similar to what you were described before, almost like etched and carved into the mountain themselves. The stairs are probably a good 20 or 30 feet in width, and each step itself looks to be about 2 or 3 feet high. So they are pretty big steps. They look to ascend into the mountains quite a ways up, and you can see that they do curve around in certain sections. It's not a straight path. Standing at the bottom of them, just on the outskirts of the town, just again, everyone do a perception check for me.
0.
12.
3.
Um,
I'm not the worst. 4.
What's happening?
Did I miss one? 0. What did everyone get?
10.
Deborah got a 3. Allbrown got a 4.
Yeah.
Carl
I
got a
got
10.
0.
Brody got a 0, and Ron got better than everybody else.
12.
See?
Okay. So standing at the bottom of these steps and taking in with quite a bit of awe just how grand and large they are, most of you are completely enamored by them, and you don't notice a sound coming from the forest just behind you. It sounds like something rustling within the forest itself, and moving very quickly through the trees. Ron is the only one who manages to pick this up, and he tries to alert everyone to this, but a little bit too late. And what happens is you can see these figures dart out from the trees, and they look to be not human. They look to be bipedal, almost like wolves or some sort of large canine type creatures. What happens is let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they move with such speed and almost like fluidity that they're part of the shadows themselves that Ron shouts out to all of you to look out, but you don't quite react fast enough. So one of these shadows reaches towards Brody and tries to hit him for a 24.
Yeah. Cool. Zone.
Oh, bugger.
Man, I knew this would happen.
You see this shape come out from out of the woods very, very quickly, too quickly to be able to react. And you can feel these jaws clamp down on your armor, and they chomp into you, and they deal 8 piercing damage. There is another one that comes darting out as well, which tries to attack. Oh, Brody again. So these 2 shadows have tried to hit you. The second one does miss, so you kind of see the second one coming and you step to the side and move out the way of it.
Can I get a hit off on that guy with riposte?
This is like a surprise attack, so literally you couldn't see it coming from a mile away because of everything going on.
Alright.
2 others that come darting out of the woods. One goes for Allbran, one goes for Deborah. The one going for Allbran, natural 20.
Wow.
Oh, what?
Oh, shit.
6, 11, does 15 piercing damage to Ulbran,
Fuck
and
it.
the final one tries to bite into Deborah for a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to hit.
That's my armor class. So it hits.
So that one will do 10 piercing damage. So 3 of these 4 wolf-like creatures manage to jump out from the woods and bite down on 3 of you, taking you completely by surprise. Now, where we are is... how do I do this? Oh, yeah. We'll go back to the whiteboard. Because Dungeon Scroll hasn't been working for me again.
Oh no.
Really
It's all right.
frustrating.
The whiteboard's good anyway.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward scene. So where you are at the moment is you have... So imagine this is the foot of the mountains, and you've got these steps ascending higher into the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like the mountain itself, just stretching all the way to the edge. There is the forests just behind you, which I'm going to mark off like this. It's various trees dotted about. So where you guys are standing at the moment, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 wolf-like creatures there. One currently is engaged with Brody, another with Albran, another with Deborah, and we have, actually I'm going to move this one over here. And we have Tar and Ron standing here. So if everyone rolls for initiative. And if we go from highest to lowest like we normally do, so if everyone got above a 20, okay, that's good for me. Anyone between 15 and 20?
18.
18.
Oh, wow.
18.
Hang on, that was 2 18s and a 19.
I think it was a 19, 17, 18, 19.
I was an 18.
Oh, you're an 18 as well. Yeah. Yeah, so was I, 18.
Albran 19, then it'll go to Ron, then Tar, and then Deborah.
I got a 17, yeah.
Okay.
Ron and Tar both 18.
Yes, Ron's going to have the higher dexterity, constitution.
It's Dex.
Dex.
Yeah, +6.
Okay. And Brody, what did you get?
I got 13.
Okay.
This is actually, that's probably our best
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
roll.
Well, I rolled a 22.
Shit.
Damn! Brody,
Yeah.
gave away the hosting.
Yeah. Oh no, I passed it over to Bren because I've got to switch computers.
Oh, you got to move. Okay.
Yes.
Man, my signal is terrible.
Okay, so these 4 wolf-like creatures, now that you can actually see them, you can see that although they do look like large wolves, they look to be almost like shadows of wolves. So you can see that there are almost like, I don't want to say tendrils because they're not, but it looks like there is, they look like they're free flowing, like they're not solid. And it looks as though they're kind of, they're flowing in the breeze that's there. They have bright white piercing eyes, and you can see that even their jaws look to be made of this blackness that's flowing all around them. And you can see that they're snarling at you. And the one that is currently, is Brody still there, or is he just moving?
I'm still here. I will be moving shortly now.
Okay, so the one engaged with him is going to try and bite him again for a 9, so that probably misses. So this one that's clamped down on you, you manage to kind of wrestle your arm away and it backs off just a tiny bit. The one that is standing next to it is going to move just a smidgen towards where Tar and Ron are standing. It's going to stand a little bit more central. And you can see that it takes a short breath in, and then it hails this black, billowy shadow from its mouth towards the both of you. So I need you to both make a Dex saving throw.
That's a D20, right?
It is.
That's a 4 for me.
Oh, not you, just Ron and Tar.
Oh, right, okay.
That's a 7 for me.
It's a 14.
Okay, so Ron, being on alert, he manages to cover his face with his arms as this shadowy thing comes from this creature's jaws. But Tar is still a little bit confused about what's going on, so it completely envelops him, and it dissipates very quickly. But Tar is now currently blinded.
Oh, shit.
Like see anything around him. You can see him reaching and trying to like scratch his eyes to see again, but he is blinded until the beginning of his next turn, the beginning of this creature's turn, at which point you can make the save again. We'll cover that in a minute or two, just so you know exactly what to do there. Just moving left to right, next one is going to attack Albran again. For a 9 as well, so being obviously just as heavily armored, I'm guessing that misses. And then the next one is going to try and bite Deborah for a 15 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
So that one manages to clamp down its jaws on you a second time and does 7 piercing damage.
Cool.
So that's that. So, Albran is first.
I am. No, I don't really want to do that. So let's have a look. I'm going.
Guys, I gotta take 5. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm in combat with something, aren't I? Okay. I'm going to hit this thing. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds at level 2. And hit this thing in the head. What we got? With a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. And the damage, that is a roll. 35 damage.
Wow.
2 8s, a 9, and a 10. For my 4d10. Wow.
So yeah, you'll just literally have none of that. So you just shrug this wolf off and you inflict wounds on it. So many that it lets out this loud yelp, and you can see that its eyes that are piercing white light up with rage and fury as it takes the hit. It's still standing, but that did do quite a bit of damage to it.
Yeah. What do I fancy doing as my bonus action? Do. Any of my bonus actions a cantrip? No. Can't bonus action that. Got to cast the spell already. Yeah, that'd do me. Cool.
Okay. Ron.
I'd like to move between Tar and the wolf thing.
Appreciate that, buddy.
You blind, man.
I can't see shit.
And then I'm gonna Ebony Flail for two hits. What's the modifier? +3, so 20 for the first one, and 17 for the second one.
Okay, both no problem.
For where's the damage? Oh, it was actually +6. It's +3 damage, so 14 damage altogether. And I am going to stun it. It's a special. Yeah, so stunning strike, Constitution, a saving throw from yourself.
18.
All right, yeah, so you overdo that. So you overpower that even. And then I'm going to do flurry of blows. And I'm going for 12 to hit on the first one, and 20 to hit on the second.
Okay, first one misses, but second one hits.
All right. For 5 damage, and I want to kick the creature away. So you need to do a dexterity saving throw.
6.
Fail. So 15 feet away, sort of to the left, as far as it can go, 15 feet.
Okay. So I'll put it about there.
And then I'm going to run. Can I take Tar with me? Hand in hand. Come on, follow this way.
Can't see.
Or not.
No, unfortunately not. No.
All right, I'm going to run away and leave Tar there. As far as I can to the tree line.
Brand, let Syria in.
Am I the host?
Oh, in fact, no, not there. Sorry. Over to the far left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo.
So kind of like hereish.
Sort of up to like the top left. I mean, so round the back of Brody. Run around the back of Brody as far as I can go.
So like up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And that's me finished with that one.
Okay. So, blinded, what that does is a couple of things. So,
Ranged spells, I'm guessing.
So, it basically means that if you have to do an ability check, you automatically fail it. And it means that attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. So it doesn't mean you can't attack, but what you have to do is when you try and hit, you roll a d20 twice, and you have to take the lowest result. So you can still attack, but it just means you have less of a chance of hitting something.
Okay. And does doing a saving throw take out my time?
So it would be like if, for example, there was an attack where, similar to what just happened, where you had to do a saving throw, you'd automatically fail it. So if they try and blind you again, for example, even though you're already blinded, you would automatically fail it. Or if they tried to knock you prone, you would automatically fail it. It's not often that kind of thing happens in combat. There's, very rarely checks that you have to do. But the main thing is that when you get attacked, someone has an advantage. When you attack, you have a disadvantage.
Okay. And will it wear off?
Yeah. So when it's these guys' turn again after they've had their turn. So like when it's your next turn, you can make a check to see if you're unblinded.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then in the meantime, I will use my, I guess. So does that mean I can cast Hunter's Mark still?
You can cast Hunter's Mark. That's not a problem. It's just the attacks themselves. When you try and attack, you have to roll.
Okay. All right. So I'll cast Hunter's Mark on the one that Ron was just dealing with. So it's closer to the stairs at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll follow up with kind of chasing after it, I guess, and I'll go after it with a couple of short sword attacks. So that would be 2d. Well, I'll do them one at a time. So
roll the d20 first, and add your 2 attack bonus and see what you get, and then you roll it a second time and take the lowest result.
Okay, lowest result is 15. 17 or 15, so 15.
Yeah, 15 is still enough, so that's fine. So roll for damage with the first attack first.
Okay, so it's a d6 plus 2, so that's 7. And because it's Hunter's Mark, it does an extra d6 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to roll twice for each attack?
Yeah, so if you're attacking with both swords, you have hit with the first one. You are obviously now deciding the damage. So you did 7, and then you need to roll another d6 for the Hunter's Mark damage, and then we'll resolve the second attack.
Okay, so that's 12 in total.
Okay.
For the first sword.
So same thing again with the second one, is just roll the d20 twice and see which one's the lowest.
14, 12.
That one will be a miss.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. For a blind sword user, I landed 2 hits. Or one hit twice.
I double checked as well. So actually it's at the end of your turn. So when you finish your turn, you can do another saving throw. And if you do pass it, then you're not blinded for your next turn.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, then in that case, let's do that now. So how do I check? What do I need to do?
So d20 and then your dexterity modifier.
Okay, that is, oh, for God's sakes, that's 11.
Okay, you're still blinded, unfortunately. So while you're attacking, you did try and clear your vision, but just because you were preoccupied with slashing away at this wolf, you couldn't quite get your vision back. So you are still temporarily blinded.
Oh no.
So that's your turn. So it's Deborah's turn.
I'm going to go grab the wolf in front of me's throat and go do vampiric touch.
Mm-hmm.
That is 14 plus plus 8.
22 hits, yeah.
That's 3d6 of 6 necrotic damage, and I heal for 3.
Okay.
That is bloody terrible.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Anything else you can do?
Nope.
Okay. Last to go is Brody then.
He's making his bagel.
Mm.
It's all right, just in time. Got my motherfucker. Oh, my bagels right there.
Bagel?
I got my chips as well. Ooh.
Dang.
I got my
Bagel?
Ribena, and I got myself a bourbon ×2. I'm good to go, Mo.
Ribena is not something you can say like that.
Ribena with honey.
I got my Ribena.
I've also got my Dr. Pepper, and that's about everything.
Dang, bro.
I think I'm still gonna be hungry though. I love snack time. All right. Okay.
Okay, I didn't haven't eaten yet.
He loves snack time.
Right. So I only caught a bit from where Tar came in. So I'm guessing the red dots are bad. I'm blue, and there's someone facing me down. So I'm just gonna do what I do best, really. Do what I do best. So check it. I'm gonna launch a couple of attacks at this dude in front of me. So we're gonna go with the. I've not been blinded or anything, have I? I don't know Tar got that effect, but am I right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it nice and simple. Just open it up with some attacks. So long sword to hit first for a 16.
16 hits.
Cool. So damage plus radiant, which is 8. Or D8 even. Rolls an 8. Hits for a 20. 20 damage.
Okay.
In my other hand, I use my hand axe to hit is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. And damage is 10.
Okay.
And then just rinse and repeat. Go for my longsword again. Unfortunately, it comes in at an 11, so I presume that's a miss.
That's a miss, yeah.
Cool. And then I'll finish off my hand axe. Hits for 24. Damage is 9.
Okay.
I'm going to hold it there, hold position.
Okay. Yeah, so these things, for the most part, are looking pretty damaged. As you hit away at them, each of you, as you strike away at them, you can see that this shadowy form that they have is kind of starting to break away. So they look even less tangible than they were when they first turned up. But bit by bit, as you strike away at them, they're kind of getting smaller in size. It is their turn again, so let's go left to right again. So the one engaged with Tar is going to try and bite him. He does have advantage because he's still blinded, so that is 15 to hit.
That's my armor class. Exactly.
Okay, so that will hit. So it clamps down on you with these jaws for 7 damage. The one engaged with Brody, he, similar to what happens to Tar and Ron, is going to take a deep breath in and he's going to breathe out this black smoke all over you. So you need to do a dexterity saving throw. Yes.
Me.
Yeah.
Mark.
It's a 7.
Okay, so you, just like Tar, are now currently blinded. This fog smoke envelops you and covers you, and you don't manage to quite block it. So you are now blinded. You have disadvantage on any attacks you make in the future. The one with Deborah is going to do what he did before and try and take a bite out of him for 21 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
He likewise is going to gnaw away at you, and he is going to deal 7 piercing damage there. The one engaged with Allbrand is going to do a similar sort of attack with his breath. So he's going to breathe out this black smoke and try and blind you as well. So again, a dexterity saving throw if you could.
Natural 20, which only gives me a 19.
It's more than enough, so you can kind of see from what happens to Brody, see what's happened to Tar, what's coming. So you manage to kind of things up just to kind of block this coming through to you. So it has left you. Cool. That is all they're going to do. So it does now fall to Allbrand. Take your turn.
It does. Well, as my bonus action, I'm going to cut our spiritual weapon. And I'm going to summon this beautiful looking... what do I fancy? I fancy a beautiful looking long sword.
Okay. Where are you going to cast it?
Right next to me, because it's going to hit that wolf right between the eyes.
There you go.
Oh,
Right. So the wolf that is engaged with me and just decided to breathe over me, I go, ugh, please have some of this. Ooh, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's enough.
Eat my spiritual weapon. Oh, great. 7.
Okay.
So, bonus action. I'm going to use a cantrip as my action. Could you roll me a... I'm going to use Sacred Flame. I'll just kind of try and burn this guy's face off. Dexterity, please.
6.
Yay! And on my dexterity, 8 more damage. Sacred Flame.
Okay. So it's still there, but having been hit by these 2 attacks, you can see that this form is starting to break apart even more so. So it's just still holding together. Still there, but it does look like it's gradually falling apart.
Cool. That's me.
Okay. Ron.
All right, 2 arrow shots, 1 at each of the 2 targets in front of me. 16 for the top, and 19 for the bottom.
Okay, both hit.
Both hit, yeah. Yeah. That's not actually what I wanted to do, but it's too late now. Nice one. And then 13 damage. And then I'm going to run in and I'm going to flurry of blows. But I'm going to kick. The first one I'm going to kick is...
What
Yes.
what damage did you do to them? Sorry, 13.
13.
To which?
Sorry, yeah. What a noob. So it would have been
The top, maybe.
Yeah, because I just rolled them both together. So yeah, just split it equally, if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. So I'm going to run in and kick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dive between 2 of them, both of them, and kick both of them at the same time. with my flurry of blows.
Okay.
Mid-air. Ooh, a 25 for the top one.
Yeah.
And a 23.
Yeah.
Flurry of blows. And so I do these separately. 5 damage top, 5 damage bottom, and let's go top. Dexterity, strength saving throw. No, sorry, dexterity.
Okay, that is a 20.
All right, that's fine. You pass it. Flying colours, and I'd like to continue my movement through as far as I can down the centre of the map, as far away from all targets as possible.
So going straight down.
Yeah.
So like this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's me done. Yeah.
Okay.
Surprised you haven't tried to get me with any what are they, reactions? What is it?
Oh, opportunity.
Yes, that's it. Opportunity attacks.
I won't forget that next time.
I think it's been a few battles. You've just been going, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice of you to remind him just after you've done all those moves.
Yeah, I know.
Shut your whore mouth, Ron. Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, I like a challenge.
Okay, so Tar is next.
Okay, I am going to grab my hunting rifle, shove it in the guy's face. That's right in front of me, point blank range, and just go ahead and pull the trigger.
Still got disadvantage, so you need to roll twice and take the lowest.
Disadvantage at point blank.
Hey, Tar, no, it's me. It's me.
How dare it?
Oh my god, that is murder.
No.
That's true.
Don't tell me you got it
That
now.
was 18. And then the second roll was 2.
Oh.
Nice.
It's always the way.
I don't need this in my life.
You'd have to keep your distance from these
The
things.
wind blew. That's what happened. The wind got in the way, and just blew the bullet in the wrong direction. Lucky didn't hit anyone, frankly. It's murder.
Fucking hurricane force winds right now.
Let's say you mistook a tree stump for this thing, and yeah.
Or blew the shit out of a tree stump.
Yeah, why not? You still got a second attack, though, so you can try again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. 11 or 10.
Still be a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah. Tree stump's getting a whooping.
You can, if that was everything, you can do the saving throw to see if you are now unblinded.
I've got a bonus action left, so let me just check it out. Zephyr Strike. Move like the wind. So the spell ends. You can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll on your turn.
Yep. So what that will do, that will, I think that will actually cancel Hunter's Mark if you cast it, which is fine if you want to cast it, but it will cancel Hunter's Mark because they're both concentration. What that means is when you attack next, so when you attack on your next turn, you get advantage.
We've had this conversation before. So I'm not casting it. I'll just do the thing. I want to keep Hunter's Mark up. Okay, all right. I'll do the check. So you said it was a D20 plus my dexterity.
Yeah.
It's 15.
Okay, well that's good. So what happens is you take these 2 shots with your rifle and miss completely, and in your frustration, you're just like, oh, and you just rub this stuff off of your face so you can see again.
God, better late than never. I can see. There's a song for this by The Who. I'm gonna listen to it. I can see for miles and miles. That's the one. If any of you want to go and listen along with me.
I can see. Nope, I was wrong.
So, Deborah's turn.
Yep.
Deeper.
I'm gonna go Misty Step. So, like 30 feet, like past the beast in front of me.
So which direction? Like looking at the map, are you going to the right or are you going to the left?
Straight forward
Towards the mountains. So
Yeah.
like there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as I still got my attack option, so that was a bonus. I'm gonna go fire both my Eldritch Blast, one at each of the 2 beasts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fire both Eldritch Blasts at one Allbran's beast and my beast. That's a 13 plus 8. And that will be for the beast against Allbran.
Okay. Well, yeah, that hits.
1d10 plus 5. That'll be for 10 damage.
Okay. So with that one, that does actually completely disintegrate the creature in front of Allbran. So you can see as this bolt of energy fires towards it, it creates a hole dead center through this wolf, and then the shadow that was left floats off into the breeze. So you've now got 3 in front of you.
So this is going to be for the one that was biting me. That is again 13 plus 8.
Yeah, that hits too.
21.
That is for 7 damage.
Okay. So this one takes the hit, but it's barely been touched, so it looks to be still fairly corporeal, still there. Yeah.
Because I killed the wolf, I gain 11 hit points.
Okay. Fair. So Brody's next. It's probably going to be a lot of dice rolls with this one because you are blinded, so you've got disadvantage on any attack you make.
That's a lot of attacks.
I have a plan, and I'm listening to that song Brent sent through. So having heard Tar scream, "I can see," Brody's like, "I can't see, but you can see, so that's good. So why don't you go hit him again?" And I use the Commander's Strike on Tar. So Tar basically means you can just do an attack and you get bonus damage from me.
Nice. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Do I do it now? What do I do?
Yeah. So Tar, go rough him up again. Go
Oh,
get
sweet.
another hit. And
Okay.
I add my dice to your damage. My superiority
Okay. Does my hunter's mark apply?
die. Ooh, I'd assume so. Or would it? It's still applied technically.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Cool.
When
All
we
right.
do it, when I use Allbrand, Commander Strike and Allbrand, we apply as rage as per usual. So
Yeah.
I see that, and that would make strategic sense.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my hunting rifle. And 19 to hit. So that's nice. So that's
All right.
2d10 piercing. So
Which one are you going for? The one in front of you or the one attacking Brody?
I'll go for the one attacking Brody, I guess.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
So 2d10 piercing. So that's 8 and 9. So 17.
Wow. Plus a 4 from me for Commander Strike.
There you go.
So total 21.
21. That's the first one.
That one with the shot, as you hear the crack of the rifle go off and the bullet enter the body, that one, like the one Deborah just attacked, disappears.
Nice. In that case, can I repurpose my other shot for the one that I've been dealing with?
I don't think you get
it's just the one
second
attack.
shot.
Well, I've my hunter's mark gives me two shots per attack.
No, the hunter's mark gives you an extra 1d6 damage.
Sorry, I didn't apply the hunter's mark d6. That's what I meant.
Right. I mean, it's dead anyway, so you don't need to apply it. But with what Brody's just done, it gives you an attack.
It was 5 points of damage.
Okay. It gives you an opportunity to attack outside of your regular turn, so it's just the one attack.
Okay, it's cool though. That was fun.
That being said, I don't think there's anything in the rules that says I can't do 2 Commander Strike in one go. Because I can't see, so that would make sense. It just says you can forego one of your attacks and use a bonus action to direct one of your bonus action. That's a bit sketchy. It suggests there's only one bonus action. What's your opinion on this, Matt?
Let me just read it myself, just to check. So,
Okay.
when you take the attack, it's a difficult one because sometimes the writing it kind of leaves it up very open. Okay, so I've just gone for some clarification because it is a question that gets asked. It says you can forego one attack out of your pool of attacks every time you get an action. So it's like you can use it once out of the actions that you have.
Cool. Okay, no worries. Good to know, though. Good to know. Alrighty. I will then, Brody will attempt to fumble madly toward an apparent hostile target because the one in front of him is just crumpled. Good hit, Tar. I think I'm going to come over your way. And he'll just start.
I'm over here. I'm just going to shout a lot so you can follow the sound. I'm here. I'm over here.
And Brody's just flying, going, all right. Just flying swords everywhere with the hope of hitting. He's going to try and attack. And let's see what we do to hit. So I'm going to go for the longsword first. It's not a good hit. Okay. It's a 13 to hit with the longsword, so presume that's a miss.
Miss, yeah.
And he'll try the hand axe as well. Good old handy. Ooh, that was better. 18 to hit was the lowest.
I enclose in the chat a suitable song for when you do get blinded by the Bee Gees.
Fitting.
It's weird and
and
smooth.
That one hits for 6 damage.
Okay. So yeah, that one is enough to likewise leave this creature. Well, as the blade strikes it, it evaporates and disappears into the wind as well. So we have just literally one left. Why did I click on that link? It's my computer right now.
You should listen.
Yeah. God, what's happened?
What have you done to her?
Inspired culture.
As well to see if I get released with blindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. A 9, so presumably not.
No, still a little something in your eye, but it does stop after a certain amount of time outside of combat. So once this is over, then we can assume that eventually it disappears anyway on its own.
Cool. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. So there's just one of these things left. So what it is going to do, it is going to. That one is the one. Okay. So this one is going to move a tiny bit closer towards Hulbran, and it is going to try and blind him.
Right.
So again, you see this puff of smoke come out from its jaws, and make me a dex saving throw.
Oh, fucking hell. 4.
So 4 does not succeed, unfortunately. So you two are currently blinded.
What? Just a question, Matt. What kind of damage is this?
It's not damage, it's just like a status condition. So it's like you've now got like this black veil across your eyes, so you can't quite see.
Okay. I mean, is it magical, necromantic, poison? What kind of?
It is. It doesn't really say. It doesn't have like a type attached to it. What did you have in mind?
No, I was just checking. I mean, as a dwarf, I got advantage against poison, and I've just realised I've got danger sense, so I get to roll with advantage on dexterity saves, which probably didn't help me. 15.
A 15 would have succeeded.
Oh, yay! Yay! Being a barbarian helped.
So we can say that's passed, then. Let's leave it as that.
Yeah, yeah, because with danger sense, I get. It says advantage on depths against effects that you can see. So can I see it? Like as in a puff of smoke?
Well, yeah, you can see it coming towards you.
Yeah, advantage. Woo! You missed.
Cool. Let me think. So this thing, having failed that, is going to basically run off up the stairs.
Oh no, he isn't.
When we had a golden lion just waiting to be awoken.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You do, yes. So feel free to.
Great. Because if we're still in initiative, it's my go next anyway, right? So let's swing a hammer to hit him. Oh, very nice. 26 to hit.
Yeah, that's fine.
And, oh, God's sake, 6 damage.
Okay. Okay. So as it turns to run, you do manage to hit it, deal a glancing blow. And as it starts to run, what you see is rather than moving with its legs, it just kind of moves like a gust of wind and like smoke, and it starts to head towards these stairs. It gets a few steps up. It's still within range, but it has started to move away from you.
How far is he from me?
I would say probably 20 feet, roughly.
Alright. I'll try Eldritch Blast it.
Well, we're still in initiative order, right?
Yeah, I'm probably after. Or am I not after you?
Well, have you got a reaction that lets you use Eldritch Blast if something gets too close to you?
Not as a reaction, no.
No, so I mean, it's still this thing's turn. So he's basically running out, which is why Allbrand struck him. So it is going to be Allbrand's turn next.
Great.
Okay.
So how far away is he from me?
From you, probably about 30 feet.
Great. 30 feet is how far I can throw my my weapon. So my bonus action, my spiritual weapon chases him up the stairs.
Okay.
A funny sight.
And it's going to take its swing. Oh, I've frozen again. Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody froze again. Yeah, so my spiritual weapon chases him up the stairs and hits him for 22. And does... that one. Ooh, 10 damage.
How much he throws?
Oh, 10.
10. Okay.
And then as my action, I'm going to throw a guiding bolt at him as well.
Frozen again.
Fuck's sake. I can hear you, you're just not moving.
So that picture should be the thumbnail.
What picture?
When he was frozen. James
Oh, yeah.
frozen then.
We could probably do that.
He froze for about 15 seconds.
Well, none of you are moving.
Oh god. Oh god.
I know what it's like to be on the other side now.
Fuck's sake, why now?
Oh man, this is a long one. How?
So, right, hang on, the recording stopped during all of that. Spiritual weapon, 10 damage. Woo, guiding bolt, 22 to hit. And I did 17 damage. Yeah. Damn thing's still alive. Continue. Shut up.
Right. Give me an arsehole.
Makes a change for it to be my one that cocks up.
So, I think it's Ron next. She's frozen as well.
I'm gonna run in. I'm gonna chase that thing down.
Okay.
Swinging that ebony flail around my head. And I'm going to try and hit it. Yeah, for 24. Oh, and a 9 for the second one. For 7 damage. And could you give me a dexterity? A constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah. That is 12.
Fail. You are stunned.
Ooh.
So then, what am I going to do? I'll let the rest of you just finish him off. So I'll just give him a little dig as I run off.
So like
Oh fuck! I'm back.
roughly there.
Kind of. That was really weird.
Nice.
You'll go.
Nice. Well, I'm just going to stay put, and because my hunter's rifle. How I'm not that far away, am I? How high up is he? Up the stairs? Not that high.
He's run up a few of the steps. It wouldn't take very. So I mean, you're probably only about 15 feet, roughly.
Okay. Good. In that case, I will stick to. Yeah, no, I'll go for the flintlock pistols. Let's vary it up. Let's keep it interesting. So, pulling out the flintlocks out of my ankle boots, because that's where they live. Lift them up and dramatically spin round. And let's hope that I hit. So the first one doesn't hit at all. That's got a 3. The second one has got a 15.
15 hits.
Yes. Okay. Right. So that 1d. Well, okay. So the damage is 1d10. So that is 4, but then it's also plus the d6, which is 6. So 10. All right. So one shot at 10.
You first.
Oh my
So that's really funny.
god!
What?
Yeah, you killed it.
Huzzah!
Really funny. Right, yeah. So you managed to hit it with a pistol, and in doing that, it just basically breaks the form apart completely, and it disappears to the wind with the others. So that's combat over.
Emtar, hero.
Yay! That was like the most amazing fight ever. I missed half of it, but yeah.
It was just amazing because you had like you and Syria just going like for like 2 minutes straight.
That's pretty funny.
Well, I did it as a joke to freeze myself, but then I actually froze.
I did take a picture. Right, yeah. So you're at the.
Oh, fuck off!
I didn't even notice you guys
No,
were fucking around.
Just discreetly, not enough to destroy the integrity of the game.
So funny. Oh no, I had the flash on. It's ruined.
We'll have to take a screenshot when I upload it. Well, depending
What?
on how bad this recording ends up coming out. Frozen, yes. You're all wankers.
We can have it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So glad it's not me. Phil.
Matt moving.
Right.
May's moving. Nobody else
So
is
you're at the
moving.
bottom of these giant
No-
stone steps. So what do you want to do?
I want to go to bed.
What?
You want to sleep?
Yeah.
I want to turn my computer off before I put the hammer
Want to
through
call
it.
it a day there?
The bird.
I cannot
That
believe
was the
how
hint, I
bad this has
think.
been this season.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be very playable from this point forward.
No.
Oh my God!
I can't even tell if he's doing it on purpose at this point. But somehow
Well, he's blurring
just like-
himself on purpose.
just unplugging the internet
No,
repeatedly.
that looks so
Yeah.
weird.
Sheer frustration.
Oh my God!
His life. I can hear him.
It's not
Get,
good.
get a picture of that. Oh.
Right.
Dear.
Man, what has gone on this evening? And it's gone again! I'm leaving before I punch my blooming telly.
You're not like doing anything else in the background. Though,
I'm doing
not like downloading it.
fuck all. What a great night, great night, great night.